It feels good to be dry for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I did get wet today.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
You got a couple waves, too, so we were pretty jealous.
100%.
Well, it's great to have you in the booth, Strider. And out of the little bit of wind factor that's starting to come through, still lots of sunshine and lots of waves on offer. As we see little line starting to come through. And a paddle from our surfer in white, Jack Freestone. And welcome back to those of you tuning in from Fox Sport as we take a look at first of Jeremy Flores. Bogs the rail a little bit, so not the best of opening exchanges, guys.
I love that body language. It just says it all. I mean, Jeremy never holds back. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
The replay. Let's check this out, Rosie.
Well, Jeremy just hooking it in that corner of this left-hander. Well, we mentioned that we were going to see the different body languages of Jeremy Flores. He looks engaged on this wave.
Well, we got Jack. Look at this. We got a little fire. He looks pretty comfortable wearing a spring suit, big tail loft, and looking pretty freed up, right? He really impressed me in Tahiti. He was just all out charging. I'm sure you caught that, Shannon. I mean, that's some great work. And then he comes into this stuff and he gets busy.
Yeah, finding a second wave now. Nice little start. Goes huge. Can he ride out of it? Unfortunately, just slips off the wax. Jack with that first score of that 5.5, that's a decent start to build from.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of that foundation. These guys are going to get a lot of reps, a lot of opportunities.
And here he is up and riding once again, Jack Freestone. Nice check, throws tons of power into that closing maneuver.
You look at how strong they are. These guys train a lot, and their bodies are everything. And look at the way he just pushes on the tail, torques his upper body to throw the tail around, and then really brings it home with authority. So that's what we like to see. You can see him just pushing on that tail so hard, keeps his hips over the board to stabilize and comes out of it. I love it. Look, here's another powerhouse.
Michel Bourez on his backhand, finding a nice pocket to start off with. Just one turn and out.
Back to Jack, just like his frame. He's such a big guy.
And those two-turn combos have been well rewarded, as we see Michel Bourez a little sticky on that bottom turn. That's a smaller wave, so he kicks out. Doing it all in your second language. You're learning English because you have to, as we see Michel Bourez, a better wave from him. Good to see him kind of link that together. We mentioned that body language. You could definitely see there was that little bit of relief and that little bit of staunch stance at the end there.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, oh, sorry, let's get to action.
Oh, quick up and out from, I think that was Jeremy Flores.
That was aggressive.
Flying.
Jeez.
Super aggressive.
I love it, though, right? He's going fast. That's what we want to see. But I wanted to...
Very close on the Jeep leaderboard. 13 and 14th respectively.
As we see Jeremy firing on his backhand, but that body language at the end, Strider.
Yeah, I can't help but love it and smirk at it, because you just, if you know Jeremy, you understand feeling it, and he wants to get rid of it.
And Michel Bourez, the Tahitian, goes down on his first turn, so that's going to be a throwaway score. Michel currently sitting in second.
6-foot barrels that we saw, you know, in the days leading up to the competition.
I mean, even bigger than 6 foot. We'll get back to that in a moment as we see a quick in and out from him. Jeremy Flores was surfing Le Nord just out front of the contest side at La Gravière.
You know, the French fans want to see him do well too.
The pressure.
So much pressure riding on the shoulders of Jeremy Flores as he's now drives down the line but kicks out of that one. Wave not facilitating anything for him.
He was at the US Open, Tahiti. He went to Japan for the ISA Worlds. He was in Le Mans for the Freshwater Pro, and now he's back in France competing.
Well, here he is coming alive. Jeremy Flores, knifey first turn, finds the second section, putting in a few extra ounces into the finish. So coming alive, finding some drive in that opening turn, Strider.
And he only needs a 3.71. So I think that's going to get him back in that conversation, bump him up into second. Let's see this wave from him. Engages that rail in that first turn. See that intent from his surfing too. A little bit of a switch up in that body language. Oof. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm giving him the score, personally.
So much pressure competing at home. As we see Michel Bourez, nice big floater, drives into that turn, connecting through onto the inside, so smaller wave selection, but strings together a couple of great
maneuver option, but simplifying their jobs and really just keeping it all about the surfing. Michel Bourez.
grounded as possible and less to think about.
Oh, Jack Freestone opening.
And that's such an interesting point to what it takes to be a competitive surfer. It doesn't just take skills, but there's so many other factors that you have to be able to string together. As you see Jack Freestone boost into the air, just goes flying into the flats.
Within the communication from the tower.
As we see Jack Freestone on his backhand, connects onto the inside. Smaller wave selection, just kind of forcing things, trying to find some rhythm at the end of the heat.
This thing's winding down. Jack feeling pretty comfortable out in front. That second spot in jeopardy for both of those surfers. There haven't been any like really big scores between number 13 and 14.